Hello, ladies and gentlemen. As Leslie used or did not use the microphone, I do not want to use it as well. So, hello, my name is Xean Law, and my extended essay advisor was Mrs. Shockey, who is an English HL12 teacher for English. I focus on the Fellowship of the Ring, and as many of you know, or as many as I hope you do know, is the first book in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Prior to this extended essay, I did not know anything about it. I actually went headfirst into this extended essay not knowing what I was doing. All I knew was that it was a fictional piece that had to do with a ring. Yes, this was very, very timid of me, and I do not recommend any of you guys do this as well. However, I was stuck in a situation where I did not know what to do, so I believe that since Ms. Shockey knew a lot about the book, I thought that it would be a good idea. Specifically, my topic will deal with how does J.R.R. Tolkien, who is the author of this novel, use the idea of fellowship to explore the role that race, class, conflict, power-mongering, and brotherhood play in the Fellowship of the Ring. That is very wordy, but I'll break it down to you. I wanted to explore the premise of fellowship, because fellowship, or the act of solidarity, is honestly one of the only aspects we have at this time that is actually true to us. Friendship, family, you can go to anyone for advice. I hope you do. And you can also go to your advisor. My advisor was Mrs. Shockey, and she was very helpful. And that's one of the main things I would give to you, is picking an advisor that actually understands you and that actually cares for you and understands your workload and your work ethic. Yes, I was analyzing the deeper meaning of different topics about the Fellowship of the Ring without actually reading the book. At Cal Poly Pomona, when we were supposed to spend 8 hours a day researching different sources to use, I was actually reading the book. Yes, this also, this act of solidarity, I wanted to focus on Marxism, and Marxism is not communism. Marxism is actually the idea of forming a universal class in order to counteract the absolute power of a bigger threat or a bigger enemy. And it focuses on the collection of different people to come together to actually form a solidarity against someone. And it really inspired me because Tolkien writes about the intricate history about many different races, and he goes in depth about the world building, how elves and dwarves hate each other. I know it sounds really geeky, but you guys can live with it through me. Also, I found the most important thing that I found from doing this topic was that it is okay not knowing what you are doing before you do it. I always believe that you must understand anything that you're getting yourself into. However, I now know that diving headfirst into the unknown without knowing what is actually going to happen is beneficial to you as a knower and beneficial to you as a person in general. That is ultimately the reason why we live, and that's why we live constantly, day in and day out, taking risks that we shouldn't when we should. To the juniors, I hope you have time and patience and all of those cliche things. However, I ultimately believe that you develop a passion for whatever you're doing as I did, because I was really inspired by Tolkien's works when I didn't know anything about it. I recommend to students not doing the IB diploma as well, for the reason of building interest in something that you don't or you haven't really thought about at all. It was really it was a good experience that I would recommend for you guys to do. You can go out of the box and do anything you want. I did a topic about the Fellowship of the Ring, which is really geeky. And if I can do that, what can't you do? Thank you very much.